Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you the last installment of this first week of the one palette for 1 week challenge, which was actually 2 weeks, but yeah. Anyway, I have already filmed for you day 1, day 2, and day 4. And somewhere in there I missed out on day 3, and I haven't yet filmed day 5. So what I'm going to do today is kind of offer you a 2-for-1 with look 3, which was an everyday, very subtle look, and then kind of transition that into a more dramatic, more like an evening or date night look. So it's just going to be 2-for-1, day 3, day 5, look 3, look 5, moving from one into the other. And so that's probably about as clear as mud, but hopefully you get the gist of it. So again, that's using the Jaclyn Morphe palette that my group, the Beauty Within folks, chose for me for these 2 weeks. And we'll be starting again on Monday with the new palette. I think I'm going to let them choose again, but out of some palettes that I chose. So all of them will be a good choice for me. But anyway, so I'm going to start off with this everyday look. Ordinarily, I would put the lashes on immediately, but since I'm moving into the nighttime look or the date night look, I'm going to put the lashes on after the entire eyeshadow look is complete. So with no further ado, let's get started. I do have my foundation, eyebrows, bronzer, blush, highlighter, and eyebrows on. If you're curious as to what my routines are for those things, I will link it up there, and I think I'm pointing to the right corner. I'll link my updated routines up there, right there. But anyway, to start off, we're just going to lay down a transition color, and from this palette, I almost always use Silk Cream or MFEO, or those two combined. But today, I'm just going to use Silk Cream because that's the transition for the second look. I'm using a Wayne Goss number 16, of which I have not put down since I got it. It's that good. All right, going in.
Open eye, feel the waves cut.
As you can see, I really built up this color, and I've also brought it up pretty high up into the crease, just kind of blended it upward like this. And the reason for that is when you're dealing with the hooded eye situation, you need to be able to have your eyes fully open and still be able to see that transition and any of the colors that you add after that. The evening look that I'm moving into is definitely a cut crease and kind of a halo eye, but kind of geared towards a hooded eye person. It will work for anybody, but it will work particularly well for a gal or a guy with hooded eyes. So that's part of, or an element of, this look. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is a little bit different than I did when I created this look the first time. I believe I went into the shade Butter. Yes, I went into the shade Butter and Pooter, and those were the ones that I used to deepen the crease. But since I'm transitioning this into another look, and it's a look that I actually borrowed from Angela Bright. I talked about her in a previous video, the kind of edgy look with the bright blue, because I got the inspiration for that from her. I'm also getting the inspiration for the evening look from her. So I'm going to use the colors that she chose because even though they're a little bit different, as you can see, this palette has all different colors of transition and mid-tone browns. So what I'm going to use for here is similar enough. So from there, I'm going to use the shade Butter, but beyond that, it's going to be some different shades. All right, from here, I'm going to take a Wayne Goss number 18 and go into the shade Honey. And this is where the second look stops. All I'm going to do is just take this on the outer V, pull it about a third of the way in, and go into the crease, the upper crease above my natural crease, to add a little bit of warmth and depth.
Open eye, feel the waves cut.
So now I'm going to begin work on the lower lash line, and this again will start off really light and transition into, you know, some deeper and more obvious colors. But I'm going to start with this Wayne Goss 20, and again the shade Silk Cream right there. I'm just going to run this very messily, not precisely, under my lower lash line and kind of pull it down a bit, just as a beginning, almost a transition color for the lower lash line. And from there, with the same brush, I'm going to go into Honey again and do the same thing, but keeping it a little closer to the lash line this time. Okay, at this point with the first look, I would stop. I would highlight my inner corner and put a lighter shade on the first third of my lid, which in this palette I usually use a combination of In Light and Beam. Beam being for the inner corner and Brow Bone, but these two combined for the inner corner. Since we're doing something different, transitioning into another look, I'm not going to do that. But with a look like this, with just, you know, basic brown transition color and a little bit of depth, with a bright of any color that you would want, a bright pink, a bright, you know, white or cream color on your lid, some pretty dramatic wing eyeliner and some big lashes, that's the look for day 3. So I'm going to stop there, and we're going to move on and build upon this from there. That's why I'm going to forego the rest of the stuff, the mascara, the lashes, the liner, and all that until the end of this. But for both looks, I would do the same thing with the liner and the big lashes. I love a basic eye look with some really dramatic lashes, and I also like a really dramatic look with some really dramatic lashes. Just to let you know, I'm using the last pair of the House of Lashes that I hauled for you guys earlier, and these are called Femme Fatale. And I think I kept the most dramatic ones for the end because I knew that I would have at least one more look that was semi-dramatic. So we're going to go from there. So from here, we're going to take what we have now and just build on it. And to begin with, to deepen the crease and add warmth, we're going to use the shade Buns, which is right here in the palette. And for that, I am going to use the Wayne Goss number 17, which is almost the same as the beginning one that I used, the 16, but it's kind of like a smaller version. So I start off, you know, with a larger line, and this is going to be a more defined line. So going in with Buns. And this is going to be kind of like a semicircle above, still above the natural crease line. So I'm going to put a pretty distinct line there, making sure that when I look straight ahead, I can still see it above my crease whenever my eye is open. And after that, I'll take the beginning brush, actually the number 18, and just kind of run across that to make sure it's not harsh. Okay, from there we're going to even further deepen the crease right in the same area using the same brush, the Wayne Goss 17. I'm going to go into the shade Mocha, which is a little bit deeper right here. We're going to do the same thing in the exact same spot. And I think I said a semicircle, but I think the term that Angela used was half moon, and I like that better. I like that. That's a better description, a better adjective for what I'm doing here. Just a back and forth semicircle, just to deepen that spot. Again, looking straight ahead to make sure that that can be seen above my crease line. with my eye fully open. And again, going in with the previous brushes just to make sure that's nice and smooth.
Open eye.
I think we got ourselves a crease line right there. And just as a final step, just to make sure the outside of this looks nice and blown out, I took a little bit of silk cream and honey and combined them on this big brush. And I'm just going to go around the outsides of this just to make sure it's all nice and blended. And so that's what we have so far. Just a really good foundation for the cut crease so far. But now, since we're taking this cut crease into kind of a halo eye, we need to darken the outer and inner corner. And for that, I'm going to still use the shade Mocha, just a different brush. I lowered my camera a little bit. I'm hoping that I was not out of frame at all. I like to have my full self in the frame whenever I'm doing my intro, and I often forget to put the camera down. So for this brush, my favorite brush for this is the Coastal Scents BRC N51, which is a flat shader, but it's a pointed flat shader. And that's what I like to use to just place the color on the outer and inner corner for halo eyes, and also to bridge across the crease line. So going into Mocha with that, tapping it off for sure. We don't want fallout, and going into that outer V.
Open eye. Feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, hold tight.
Number 17 Wayne Goss that had that color on it already, and just use that to blend this out a little bit. Alright, now it's time for us to cut out the crease, and it's kind of a halo eye, but it's also kind of the shape of what people are calling spotlight right now. I'm not sure I'm that great at it, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape and two different flat concealer brushes, one kind of big and one really precise and pointed. We'll see how it goes, but I'm just going to put some of this on the back of my hand here, there, and use the little tricks that I know just to really carve that out. And the kind of dimensions of the spotlight type eye is to kind of be right across here, kind of widely, and kind of pull down into a narrower, almost a triangle shape. So we're gonna try this out, guys. I'm gonna start off by putting the concealer right there and looking up to mark where my crease line needs to be, and go from there. I'm gonna use this more precise brush on this upper part for sure.
Open eye. Feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, hold tight. Chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the sky.
Don't know about that shape, guys, but I'm trying.
Open eye. Feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in.
Alright, I'm going to go with that and hope that it looks good once I cover it with the shadow. I'm going to use a MAC 242 and the shade right here, Hustle. And go directly patting over the sticky concealer.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me.
And as you can see, I pulled the concealer too far over on this side. So I'm going to take that brush that I used to place the mocha on the outer corner, and I'm going to put some back there before I move forward. And next I'm going to take this dome brush by Modern Minerals, and I'm going to dip into Buns, again, this one, that one, and I'm going to go right along the line of the cut and just merge those two colors together.
Open eye.
And I'm going to take that shade Buns also on the Wayne Goss blender that I was using, which was number 18. And just really blend that in. Or fade it out a little bit, I guess, is what I'm looking for. That always seems to be my biggest challenge with cut creases or halo eyes or whatever it is I'm doing, is making that line on the cut crease look seamless. And maybe it doesn't need to be so seamless because it needs to be obvious. But also taking the number 17 and the shade Mocha. Actually, I'm going to go for a smaller brush. The brush I was using on the lower lash line, the 20 in the shade Mocha. And I'm going to go right above and re-intensify that dark color right on the edge of the top of that crease, because I think I covered it up too far.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight.
Alright, gonna go off camera and try to further perfect this one and do this one. Alright, so we got everything cut and blended and whatever else. I don't know about it, but I tried. So I'm gonna go and finish the lower lash line. Pretty sure that was a spit bubble. Gonna go ahead and finish the lash line. I already have butter and silk cream, so I'm gonna go into Buns first with this Wayne Goss 20. Run that under my lash line. And then Mocha. I'm going to take the big Wayne Goss brush and just really blend that. This probably still has a little bit of honey, or I've probably been calling that honey and it's butter. My bad. And there we are. Pretty dramatic, but once the eyeliner and lashes are on, it's going to look bomb, you guys. Welcome the angel of light that always makes itself onto my face during filming. Alright, and for the inner corner and brow bone, I'm going to use Beam, which is right here. For my inner corner, I'm going to use a BRC S09 by Coastal Scents. And for the brow bone, the MAC 242 with the same color but very lightly. Like that. And I think just as a final touch, just because I'm going to go in with just a brush, a fluffy brush that has no product. And where I was doing all this corrective work here, blend it out. Feel like I'm a little patchy in spots, but like I said, was a spearmint and I did my best. So let's see what it looks like with lashes and eyeliner and all that jazz. All right, I'm gonna leave well enough alone. I'm gonna do that off camera, put on some winged eyeliner, mascara, and lashes, and I'll be back. Like I said, I'm going to use the Femme Fatale lashes. So I'll be back. All right, folks, back with winged eyeliner and really dramatic lashes. I really think these lashes are beautiful though. So here's an up close and personal. First attempt at a spotlight cut crease. I think it turned out all right. You know, I feel so crazy about asymmetrical, not exactly the same eyeshadow, but it's still pretty. I'm okay. I need to quit complaining. It turned out good for my first attempt. So let's go in with a lippy, then I'm going to do something to this mop and I'll be ready to go to church. So yeah, I get glammed out for Walmart. I get glammed out for church. Get glammed out for Jesus. That's right. This is Rimmel Exaggerate Lip Liner in Addiction. And this is Dosa Colors Liquid Lip in, I should know this by heart, Stone. So we're going to go in with that.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the sky.
Super pretty. One of my favorite colors. Okay, so just another up close for you. Make sure I don't have any lipstick on my teeth. And I'm going to go try to do something with this here, yeah, whatever that is. Gonna go try to make that look presentable, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back with whatever this ends up to be. Pretty much a fuzzy afro, but you know, it is what it is. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and also for joining me through this one palette for 1 week challenge, even though it was really one palette for 2 weeks. But anyways, I did end up getting the 5 looks in, and we'll start all over again for the next 2 weeks. So you can be looking for some more videos, part 2 or the sequel or what episode 2, whatever I decide to call it when the time comes. But there will be some more. So hopefully this offered you some inspiration on how to use the Jaclyn Hill palette. I know so many of you have it, and it's very versatile, and you can use all right, from there we're going to
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight.